Canada. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Primetime News with your hosts, brayden Takanowa and
Rachel Rasp. Tonight we will speak to you about a growing concern in today's life. Climate change is affecting living communities. Stated in global research programs, impacts related to climate change are showing across regions and in many sectors important to society, such as human health, agriculture, food and security, water supply, transportation, energy, ecosystems, and many other growing concerns have been found a major problem.
some groups of people will likely face greater challenges than others. Climate change may especially impact people who live in areas that have drought or sea levels that have risen.
People who live in poverty may also have difficult times to try and cope with climate change impacts.
We now go to a specialist that has more current information on this subject.
Hi there, I'm Brennan Cookson and I'm a scientist. Climate change is affecting humans through more extreme weather events, decreasing air quality, and disease transmitted by insects, food, water, and climate events have been increasing and are projected to become more severe over the century. As you can see in this picture beside me, increasing global temperature, rising sea levels, and precipitation changes with more extreme in weather expected to have ill effects on public health. Cities are more densely populated than suburban and rural areas. In fact, more than 80% of the US population lives in urban areas. As a result, an increase in heat waves, drought, or violent storms in cities would affect a large number of people, and higher temperatures and more extreme events will likely affect the cost of energy and the water quality. Back to you, Brayden Takanowa.
Thank you, Brendan.
Since we are now educated about the several impacts on today's society, we now turn our attention over to Camilla, who is at STA, to see how educated teachers are.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, first, let's get over the facts. For years, the climate of different areas on Earth have gone through great changes. Climate is the average pattern of weather, and the change that occurs is due to human involvement and is also impacting living cities.
In breaking news, on April 4, 2014, the WFP launched a report about the impact of climate change on communities. The report provides a much sharper warning than previous ones about the pose to food security. They stated rural livelihood will be affected through effects on water supply, food security, and agriculture incomes, as well as shifts in production areas of food and non-food crops across the world. Now we turn attention back to Camilla, who is interviewing fellow teachers.
I'm Camilla, and I'm here at STA interviewing
Louise.
All right, Louie. So, Louie, what are your thoughts on growing concerns such as climate change?
Well, climate change is clearly a serious issue. I mean, if we don't take care of the issue now, the polar ice caps could melt, and eventually beautiful cities like Venice, Italy will be completely flooded and eventually even underwater.
True. Yes. Thank you. Hi, I'm here with Howard. Howard, what is the impact of climate change on living areas?
Well, climate change affects everything from the Arctic to the forest. In the Arctic, it melts the ice caps, causing habitat reductions for things like polar bears and seals. In the forest, the desert is expanding, reducing habitat there. And yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Camilla, for going on site to a city like London to interview real people on climate change. We know now that climate change is already affecting the planet and society and will continue to do so for generations to come. The physical and chemical changes of human activities are being felt in natural ecosystems on land and at sea, but the changes are not happening regularly. Differences in how regions are affected by varying degrees of warming, precipitation, and changes of animal and plant species are likely to get even more extreme as climate change continues. The image shows us the increased temperature due to the climate change. Check in with us every Thursday night to keep informed with daily climate change to come. Thanks for watching Primetime News. I'm Brayden Takanowa.
And I'm Rachel Rasp.